Hello everybody and welcome to Toyah at Home, another Anthem special. Thank you everyone for your fabulous responses and positivity to the re-release of this absolutely amazing, groundbreaking album from 1981. I can just tangibly feel the joy from you all when we play live. Now this week on Thursday, the 29th, we play The Fleece in Bristol, which is always a wonderful, hot, sweaty gig. And then we play Froome, the Cheese and Grain, which is another absolutely fantastic venue. My news is that the festivals next year are going great guns for Toyah and Robert. It's just so exciting to know that next year, from about May till September, we are mainly going to be doing festivals, and then in October of 2023 we are touring the Sunday Lunch. So when we do the festivals, it's very much going to be the music philosophy that Robert and I want to present in these shows, and they're going to be very high energy shows. They're really serious rock shows. But when we get to the October tour, we're going to have a very affectionate revisiting of certain world famous Sunday lunches that then just explode into gigantic rock numbers. We are really looking forward to next year. So let's get on with this Toyah special. And we're going to start off with a question from Richard Tucker. Now, Richard, you say It's a Mystery was a real turning point for the band. Was I nervous about this shift in sound from punk days or into something softer and really rather catchy? Well, Richard, in answer to your question, I think the Toyah band always did catchy stuff, but it had a cult edge to it. So up until the point of It's Mystery being released, I was writing stuff with Joel Bogan and the rest of the band that was incredibly catchy. I mean, even Vivisection was catchy, which was the first single. Tribal Look was catchy. IER was catchy. We did catchy stuff, but we were very much cult. And I think the turning point of It's a Mystery, it was written by Keith Hale. I was involved with the arrangement. I wrote the second verse. I'd also worked with Keith's band a lot, which was called Blood Donor, and I'd worked with them live and I'd worked with them in the studio. And they were groundbreaking as a synthesizer band. And where we were traveling from the punk movement into the new wave movement, the new romantic movement, the synthesizer was becoming God, as it were, in the music industry. We had it with OMD, early Human League. I mean, they were already breaking incredible territory with this new technology, and I was slowly moving into that field as well. It's a Mystery worried me because up until this point I had worked so hard to be a strong, independent woman with an opinion at a time when it wasn't really healthy to be that way. Yes, we were about to have our first female prime minister, and yes, that there were female MPs, but there wasn't many women within the music industry that were striving for complete originality and independence. You had Lena Lovitch and Nina Hagen, but aside from that, you had Polystyrene, who I think was incredibly commercial and very beautiful in everything she did. But I was just striving to be something utterly different. And I was worried that It's a Mystery was going to be too feminine. And how wrong could I have been? Because it was that turning point that made me palatable to a larger audience. And I could never, ever have second guessed that. I certainly didn't expect it. I was expecting quite negative feedback. So let's have our first track today. And thank you for that question, Richard. And this has to be It's a Mystery, live in Ulster, 1981, April. Enjoy!
This one, and I've got to say thank you, surprised us all. It's called It's a Mystery. Thank you. Somewhere in the distance, hidden from my view, suspended in the atmosphere, waiting to come through. Sometimes it's so far away, sometimes it's very near. A sound being carried by the wind, just loud enough to hear. I feel its power within me, bells ringing in my head. So often I have heard its cry, but forgotten what it said. It's a mystery, oh it's a mystery. I'm still searching for a clue. It's a mystery to me. A shot in the dark, the big question mark in history. Is it a mystery to you? Could treat you with a vengeance, trip you in the dark. Sirens in the distance can steer you from your path. It could lift you to the heavens, put your troubles in the past, whisper the elixir, then vanish in a blast. It's a mystery, oh it's a mystery. I'm still searching for a clue. It's a mystery to me. A shot in the dark, the big question mark in history. Is it a mystery to me? It's a mystery to me, mystery to me. It's a mystery to me, mystery to me. It's a mystery, oh it's a mystery. I'm still searching for a clue. It's a mystery to me. A shot in the dark, the big question mark in history. Is it a mystery to me? It's a mystery, oh it's a mystery. I'm still searching for a clue. It's a mystery to me. A shot in the dark, the big question mark. Mystery, is it a mystery to you? It's a mystery, oh it's a mystery. I'm still searching for a clue. Is it a mystery to me? A shot in the dark, the big question mark in history. Is it a mystery to you? Thank you.
Wow, that was a trip down memory lane. I always loved playing Ulster, and that was April 1981, and what an exciting event that was. That's just incredible. Now we've got some really fun questions here. questions have put a smile on my face. Philip Colbert, hello Toyah. If another artist wished to cover one of Anthem's songs, which one would you like to be chosen and which artist would it be? Lots of love from France. Thank you, Philippe. Thank you so much. I have definitely got favourite artists, and I really think my favourite artist would not want to touch any of my work. So let's have a little journey down fantasy lane here. There's Aurora, who I believe is Finnish. I absolutely adore her work. She is incredible in her home country. She does such brilliant stuff that's linked to folklore, and I really enjoy everything she does. She seems to have quite a level of success around the world because she has that same kind of uniqueness as Björk. And now there's someone I'd love to cover my work. So let's say it's Aurora, who's very young in comparison to me. I would love her to do pop star. But I'd love Björk to do pop star as well, because I think that is a very brittle and a broken song about the brutality of fame and about the isolation of fame. And certainly when I wrote it, I was writing about how my life had just suddenly radically changed. And in a way, I had to accept that on my own. It wasn't something I could share with other people, because it is a kind of contradiction that all this time I'd wanted that level of fame, and then suddenly you have it, and there are psychological things that you need to deal with. It was a juxtaposition. It was quite strange. Another artist I absolutely adore, and I adore her not only for her physical abilities and her songwriting abilities, but I just think she has a great attitude, and it's not, how can I put this? It's a slightly combative attitude, but she's a survivor. And I really, really have intense respect for her. And this would be FKA Twigs. And I think she could do an amazing version of I Am. I really felt for her when she was going out with Robert Pattinson, and now she's got a lawsuit against a Hollywood male actor. And she sticks her ground, and she's tough, and she was born less than 16 miles away from where I live. But I just think that everything she does is utterly mind-blowing, and I'm a really, really huge fan, and I'm totally inspired by the delicateness of what she does as an artist. The same with Aurora. There's such a delicacy in what they do that I recognise that in me, I don't have that kind of delicacy. I am like a bull in a china shop. So Philippe, thank you for that lovely question. Now, Phil Marriott, hello, how are you, my friend? If you had to select your favourite artists to cover the songs on Anthem, who would rework which tracks, and why would they do your songs justice? This is a really easy one for me, Phil, and yeah, it's complete fantasy. Metallica, for me, are everything that I feel in here. I have a very masculine soul, and what I love about Metallica is I think they hit masculinity on the head. They hit that nail on the head. They're there. They've got it. They don't compromise. I love every member of the band. I love how they perform live. I love their studio work. And I would love Metallica to cover We Are or I Want to Be Free. Absolute no-brainer. Now, I also absolutely adore and have seen live a few times the jazz artist Laura Avoulier. And I love that when she's on stage, she's with her family. Her sister plays, I think her brother plays as well. And I love that completeness of the family being on stage. So with Laura Avoulier, I'd love to see her do Demolition Men. And there's a new artist that I've been aware of for a couple of years. I mean, obviously lockdown has robbed us of 2.5 years, but I'm aware of her because she's involved with my best friend's kind of life, as it were. And she's called Sasha Wilde. And at the moment, she's very much performance art, but everything she's doing is spot on. Her visuals are spot on, her sounds are spot on, and I just really enjoy following her. And I would be very, very interested to see what she could do with a song like Jungles of Jupiter. So Phil, thank you for that. And Philippe, I really enjoyed answering those questions. It gave me a chance to just think broader than the world of Toyah. So having just talked about Metallica covering We Are, we have to go to a performance. Now this is live and it's a German show called Rock Pop, and this is We Are. Was We Are at Rock Pop in Germany. Oh my goodness, these are such revelations to me because I just haven't seen them myself for so long. This is fantastic. Now we're going to do some quick fire questions before our last track today. My glasses, by the way, I remember my father always sticking his glasses together with what would have been sellotape in those days. But all my glasses, I need them in every room now. I'm scared of having my eyes lasered, are all being held together by gaffer tape. So they either go on like that or they just keep falling off. So here's some quick fire questions. Chris Bond, who are the Demolition Men? They seem to be trapped in a labyrinth and also at war with the President's men. Chris Bond, I think you've just answered your own question. I wanted a song that had the same energy as the mod movement. And when this backing track landed on my desk during the Anthem writing sessions, I just loved that it had pace. It was a da 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 da. And again, the band so brilliantly wrote it with the energy of our live performance in mind. And I just wanted something that was about a little bit Che Guevara, that we have structures, we have cities we live within, but they're also cities that hide us. And they hide not only flesh and bone, but they hide our problems as well. And then suddenly some very wealthy, very powerful, some overpowering presence comes into that city and feels they have a right over everyone. So it is literally the demolition men are the people that live within that city, a hidden society that, like a new age Robin Hood and his merry men, kind of going out and just giving the people stuck in the labyrinth justice. Simple as that. And we are performing that on the tour, as you probably know by now. James Christian Taylor, will you be playing Anthem in its entirety on its tour? We're playing most of it. And those of you who haven't seen the tour yet or seen the set list yet, I Want to Be Free, Obsolete, Pop Star, Jungles, It's a Mystery, Marionette, Demolition Men, that's all guaranteed within the set. But please remember, I have a 45-year career and I can now do an hour-and-a-half set list with just singles. And that includes everything up until last year. And people want to hear these singles, so we've got a lot to cram in. But it is sounding fantastic. We are very, very happy with how it's all progressing. Russell Vaughan, will you be singing Marionette? Yes, of course. We are definitely singing Marionette. Please, it's your favourite song. Well, Russell, consider it done. Kevin Horton, I remember the white stage outfits from 1981. I think they were made by a designer called Helen Scott. Will they be making a reappearance? No, I'm way too old to be wearing costumes like that, which kind of captured the energy of 1981. Yes. No, they will not be making an appearance. I'm going to be wearing very skin-tight clothes because I am now wild swimming, having made the movie Weightless, and I am loving it. And it's getting me in shape, and it's given me my waist back. So I'm going to be wearing tight clothes until I stop working. Full stop. Sharon Ann Dixon. Hello, Sharon. How are you? Who and what is the song for you about? I've always loved it. For You is from the Flexi Pop single, which Sphinx is off. Now, I really got to cast my mind back here. And I imagine it's someone, I think it was someone in Finland or Sweden who was really kind to me and helped me through a very difficult time, the fame time of 1981. And I think I wrote it for him. He would never have known about it. He would never have known he was the subject matter, but I think that's what it was. John Tarbert Walker. Did you ever imagine you'd still be singing It's a Mystery and I Want to Be Free 41 years after recording them? No, but also I never imagined I would still have a career, and I am grateful for everything. And now when I stand on that stage in front of you all and I sing I Want to Be Free, it has so much new meaning to me. It's stronger now to me than ever before because it seems more relevant in society now than ever before. Also, when I sing It's a Mystery, and sometimes I'm looking at an audience that have tears running down their face, I'm so grateful that I have these songs and I am still singing them. And also, when you're in the middle of a 1.5 hour show or even a 2 hour show, these songs become your sanctuary. You know they're coming. You know that you can just rely on your muscle memory to deliver it. And that kind of allows you to give your attention to the audience, which means you can make the performance absolutely unique in that moment because you can make the connection knowing that you're not hanging on to remembering every word because your body just delivers it. It's very special, and I am super grateful that I'm still able to do this, and I have another few years, if not many years, of doing it. I never expected it. I really did not expect it. I thought I'd be in a completely different career by now. And I'm still acting as well. So this is everything I ever wanted. So John, thank you very much. And thank you, all of you, for all of your questions on these past specials. They have been such fun to talk about and so much fun to put together. And I hope you've enjoyed them as much as I have. So I will see you in this coming week at either the Fleece or the Froome, is it Corn and Grain? All on my website, details of how to get there, how to get tickets. And thank you again. Now, as you probably know, that during this Anthem tour, and we're touring right through to mid-November, that for the lyric art, I've created this special Anthem lyric page, which is the Eye of Horus, and it's gilt metal work. So if you want one, the details are coming up soon, and I really love doing the video messages for you as well. So everybody, thank you, and enjoy this incredible re-release. Lots of love from Toyah. Mwah!